African history is often celebrated for its rich cultural diversity, ancient civilizations, and remarkable leaders. However, one aspect of this history that is often overshadowed is the vital role played by African queens throughout the ages. These remarkable women not only ruled their kingdoms with wisdom and strength, but also left indelible marks on the trajectory of the African continent. Their stories remain relatively hidden from mainstream narratives, but they are a testament to the power and influence of women in shaping African history. In this exploration of the hidden history of African queens, we will delve into the lives and legacies of these extraordinary women, from ancient times to the more recent past. Also, as a way of supporting our efforts, hit the like button of the video, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow. Your support means a lot to us. Queen Tiye of Egypt. Queen Tiye of Egypt, the great royal wife of Pharaoh Amenhotep III, is a remarkable figure in the history of ancient Egypt. Her reign during the 14th century BCE was characterized by her exceptional influence, diplomatic skills, and active participation in the governance of Egypt. Tiye's background was unique for a queen in ancient Egypt. She was born in the city of Akhmin to a non-royal but affluent family. Her marriage to Amenhotep III was a political alliance, and her ascent to the throne marked a significant departure from the traditional practice of marrying within the royal family. Her non-royal origins did not hinder her ascent to power. Instead, it allowed her to bring a different perspective to the Egyptian court. This background also made her a bridge between the royal family and the broader Egyptian populace. One of Queen Tiye's most remarkable accomplishments was her diplomatic acumen. She actively engaged in foreign affairs, forging and maintaining peaceful relations with Egypt's neighbors. Her diplomatic correspondence with Tushratta, the king of Mitanni, is well documented and provides insight into her skill in international diplomacy. One of her significant diplomatic achievements was the marriage of her daughter Sidamun to a Mitanni prince. This alliance not only solidified diplomatic relations, but also strengthened Egypt's position in the region. Tiye's involvement in such negotiations showcases her strategic thinking and her commitment to the interests of Egypt. Queen Tiye's influence within the Egyptian court was exceptional for her time. She was one of the first known Egyptian queens to be depicted alongside her husband on monuments and inscriptions. This visual representation highlighted her unique status as a powerful queen who actively participated in the governance of Egypt. Her presence in depictions of royal events underscored her role as a partner to Amenhotep III. This was a significant departure from the norm and symbolized her authority and importance within the kingdom. Tiye's reign coincided with a period of great prosperity in Egypt. This era saw notable architectural achievements, including the construction of the Colossi of Memnon and the Luxor Temple. Queen Tiye played a pivotal role in these projects, providing guidance and support for their execution. The Colossi of Memnon, enormous statues representing Amenhotep III, stood as guardians of his mortuary temple. The Luxor Temple, an impressive religious complex, also underwent significant expansion and renovation during their reign. These architectural achievements not only contributed to the grandeur of Egypt, but also exemplified Queen Tiye's role in the kingdom's development. Queen Tiye's legacy endures as a symbol of female influence and power in ancient Egypt. Her unique background, diplomatic skills, and her active role in governance left an indelible mark on Egyptian history. In modern times, Queen Tiye is recognized as a historic figure who challenged the traditional norms of her time, demonstrating that a queen's power could extend beyond the ceremonial. Her reign represents a period of prosperity and diplomatic success, and her presence in the artistic depictions of her time continues to inspire those who study the history of ancient Egypt. Queen Nefertiti of Egypt. Queen Nefertiti, the great royal wife of Pharaoh Akhenaten, stands as an iconic figure in the history of ancient Egypt. Her influence during the 14th century BCE extended beyond the boundaries of traditional queenship and played a crucial role in one of the most significant religious and artistic transformations in Egyptian history. The reign of Akhenaten and Nefertiti is often referred to as the Amarna period, named after the city of Akhetaten, modern-day Amarna, that Akhenaten established as the new capital. This era is renowned for its radical religious changes and the promotion of the sun god Aten as the supreme deity. Nefertiti played a pivotal role in these religious reforms, reinforcing the image of a royal partnership that was unusual for the time. Nefertiti's role in the promotion of Aten's worship is evident in the numerous depictions of the royal couple, often with their children, basking in the rays of the sun god. Her presence in these artistic representations emphasized the familial and religious unity of the royal family. As the great royal wife, Nefertiti was not merely a ceremonial figure, she actively participated in the pharaoh's initiatives. One of the most celebrated artifacts from the Amarna period is the famous bust of Nefertiti. Discovered in 1912, this limestone sculpture is a masterpiece of Amarna art and is renowned for its exceptional beauty and grace. The bust has become an iconic symbol of Nefertiti's influence and allure. It portrays her with a slender neck and a regal headdress that accentuates her status as queen. The sculpture's rendering of her features is considered a hallmark of the Amarna art style, which aimed for a more naturalistic and less formal representation of the human form. Nefertiti held the title of Great Royal Wife, which was not uncommon for queens of Egypt. However, her additional title, Mistress of the Two Lands, set her apart. This unique title emphasized her authority and prominence within the kingdom, highlighting her influence as more than a mere consort to the pharaoh. She was a partner in governance and religion, and her elevated status is indicative of the active role she played in both. The Amarna letters, a collection of clay tablets containing diplomatic correspondence, provide further insight into Nefertiti's political and diplomatic influence. These letters reveal that she corresponded with foreign rulers and engaged in matters of diplomacy and statecraft, representing Egypt's interests. Her role in international affairs demonstrates her active participation in the political landscape of the time. The reign of Akhenaten and Nefertiti was a time of great change in Egypt. Akhenaten's religious reforms, which emphasized the sole worship of Aten and moved the capital to Akhetaten, reshaped the Egyptian religious and political landscape. Nefertiti was not a passive observer. She actively supported her husband's initiatives, making her an integral part of the transformation. Nefertiti's legacy endures through her beauty, her artistic representations, and her prominent role during the Amarna period. Her influence on art, religion, and diplomacy during her time was significant. She remains an iconic figure of ancient Egypt, a symbol of female authority, and a testament to the evolving role of queens in shaping Egyptian history. The Amarna period, with Nefertiti at its center, represents a time of great artistic innovation and religious upheaval, marking a unique chapter in the history of ancient Egypt. Queen Amina of Zaza. Queen Amina of Zaza, also known as Queen Aminatu, was a legendary ruler who played a pivotal role in the history of northern Nigeria during the late 16th century. Her reign is celebrated for her remarkable military leadership, strategic brilliance, and the enduring legacy she left in the region. Amina was born into the royal family of Zaza, a city-state located in what is now northern Nigeria. Her early life was marked by her exposure to the intricate politics and traditions of the Zaza kingdom. Amina's family held positions of power, and this environment nurtured her leadership qualities from a young age. Upon the death of her brother Karama, Amina ascended to the throne, becoming the Queen of Zaza. Her rise to power was significant, as it was unusual in a patriarchal society, and her reign marked the beginning of an extraordinary era for the city-state. One of the most defining features of Queen Amina's reign was her exceptional military prowess. She was not content with simply maintaining her kingdom's borders. Amina had a relentless determination to expand her territory and secure trade routes, recognizing that control over trade was essential for the prosperity and influence of Zaza. Queen Amina personally led her troops into battle, an act that was both remarkable and rare for a queen during this era. She was known for her strategic brilliance on the battlefield, utilizing innovative military tactics and the construction of fortifications and walls to protect her kingdom and people. Perhaps one of the most enduring symbols of Queen Amina's legacy is the fortifications and walls that she ordered to be built around the city of Zaza. These earthen walls, known as ganua, were constructed to provide protection against external threats and to fortify the city against potential invaders. These walls were a testament to her forward-thinking approach to defense. The walls of Zaza stood as a formidable defense system, helping to safeguard the kingdom from external attacks. They remain visible today, providing a tangible link to Queen Amina's extraordinary leadership and her commitment to protecting her people. Queen Amina's reign was marked not only by territorial expansion and military prowess, but also by her dedication to strengthening her kingdom from within. She recognized the importance of maintaining the unity and well-being of her people, as well as the importance of preserving her culture and traditions. Amina's leadership was characterized by her determination to protect Zaza, both through military might and by encouraging economic prosperity. She secured trade routes and fortified her kingdom to ensure the security of her subjects and their way of life. Queen Amina's legacy continues to inspire generations, not only in Nigeria, but throughout the African continent and beyond. Her story is a testament to the strength and strategic brilliance of African queens and their pivotal roles in shaping the history of the region. In modern Nigeria, Queen Amina is celebrated as a symbol of leadership, courage, and resilience. Her extraordinary reign is a source of pride for the people of Zaza and a reminder of the enduring strength of African women in positions of authority. Queen Amina's story exemplifies how a strong and determined leader can make a significant impact on the history of their region, leaving behind a legacy that endures for centuries. She remains an inspiration for those who seek to protect and strengthen their communities while preserving their cultural heritage. Queen Nzinga of Nongo and Matamba. Queen Nzinga of Nongo and Matamba is a legendary figure in African history, known for her indomitable spirit and fearless resistance against Portuguese colonialism in the 17th century. Born in 1583, Nzinga Mbande, later known as Queen Nzinga, emerged as a formidable ruler who fiercely defended her people and lands from foreign domination. Nzinga was born into the Ngola ruling family of the Nongo Kingdom, located in what is now modern-day Angola. Her early life was marked by exposure to the intricate political landscape of Nongo, as she witnessed her father's rule as Ngola king, and the internal strife that plagued the kingdom due to Portuguese interference. Portuguese colonization of parts of Africa during the Age of Exploration had a profound impact on the continent. In the case of Nongo, the Portuguese established a presence along the coast and sought to expand their control inland. Nzinga's father, Ngola Kiluanji, was initially open to negotiations and alliances with the Portuguese, hoping to strengthen his kingdom's position against rival states. However, these alliances often came at the cost of Ndongo's sovereignty. Nzinga's determination and intelligence became apparent early on as she accompanied her father on diplomatic missions and engaged in court politics. This exposure to the complex interactions between European powers and African kingdoms would later prove invaluable. When her father died, Nzinga's brother, Mbandi, became the Ngola. However, Mbandi's rule was marked by internal conflicts and external threats, primarily from the Portuguese, who aimed to subjugate Nongo and expand their slave trade in the region. It was during this tumultuous time that Nzinga's journey to leadership began. Nzinga's rise to power was not a straightforward process. In a patriarchal society, her claim to the throne was contested by some of her male relatives. But her intelligence, resilience, and charisma set her apart. She recognized the urgent need to unite Nongo against the Portuguese threat. One of the pivotal moments in Nzinga's early career was her alliance with the Jaga, a powerful mercenary group. She married the Jaga leader and actively participated in warfare against Ndongo's rival states and the Portuguese. Her union with the Jaga leader was strategic, as it helped bolster her military might and alliance-building capabilities. Nzinga's keen diplomatic skills became evident when she sought an alliance with the Dutch, who were also present in the region and had a strained relationship with the Portuguese. This alliance was critical in her efforts to resist Portuguese colonial advances. She realized that in order to stand up against the European powers, she needed to exploit their rivalries. One of the most iconic episodes in Queen Nzinga's life was her meeting with the Portuguese governor, João Correia de Sousa, in 1622. This meeting is often celebrated as a testament to her indomitable spirit and determination to protect her people's interests. The encounter took place in the fort of Ambaca, where Nzinga arrived with an air of regal authority. The Portuguese governor, following European protocol, offered Nzinga a chair on his side and a mat on the floor for herself, expecting her to sit at his feet, a symbol of submission. However, Nzinga refused to accept the mat and, in a calculated act of defiance, ordered one of her servants to kneel on all fours so that she could sit upon their back. This powerful gesture conveyed her unwavering commitment to maintaining her dignity and the dignity of her people. Nzinga used this diplomatic encounter as an opportunity to negotiate with the Portuguese, asserting the sovereignty of Ndongo and seeking to prevent further encroachment on her lands. Though the negotiations did not result in an immediate end to Portuguese expansion, the encounter solidified Nzinga's reputation as a determined leader who was willing to go to great lengths to resist colonization. Queen Nzinga's legacy extends far beyond her remarkable diplomacy and military leadership. She is celebrated as a symbol of African resistance against European encroachment during the colonial period. Her determination and resilience continue to inspire people not only in Angola, but across the African continent and beyond. Nzinga's life and leadership underscore the important role that women played in African history, challenging traditional gender roles and showcasing that women could be powerful political and military leaders. Her legacy serves as a reminder that African queens were not mere figureheads, but influential leaders who defended their people and cultures. In modern Angola, Nzinga's legacy endures through monuments, cultural references, and national celebrations. She is remembered as a symbol of resistance and an exemplar of unwavering dedication to the well-being of her subjects. Queen Nzinga's story stands as a testament to the enduring strength and leadership of African women in the face of adversity. Queen RONA, the first of Madagascar. Queen RONA, the first of Madagascar, whose reign extended into the 19th century, was a remarkable and complex figure in the history of the island nation. Her rule was marked by a fierce determination to protect Madagascar from foreign influence, particularly the encroachment of European colonial powers. Born in 1778, she ascended to the throne through a series of political maneuvers and strategic marriages, and her reign, left a lasting impact on the island's history. Rana Valona I's path to the throne was a testament to her political acumen. She came from a noble background, but was not initially in line for the throne. She married Radama, the future king of Imerina, in the early 19th century. Radama, who recognized Rana Valona's intelligence and potential, named her the queen consort and eventually his co-regent. Upon Radama's death in 1828, Rana Valona assumed the throne. Her ascent to power was marked by complex political maneuvering as various factions vied for control. Her determination and strategic prowess allowed her to consolidate power effectively. Queen Rana Valona I's reign coincided with the height of European colonial expansion, and she was determined to protect Madagascar's sovereignty and traditional beliefs. She viewed the arrival of European colonial powers and Christian missionaries as a direct threat to her nation's independence and culture. One of the most notable aspects of her rule was her fierce opposition to Christian missionaries and the spread of Christianity within her kingdom. She believed that the influence of Christianity was undermining traditional Malagasy religion and values, and she was resolute in her efforts to resist conversion. She ordered the expulsion of Christian missionaries from Madagascar and imposed harsh penalties on those who converted to Christianity. These measures were perceived as oppressive by foreign observers and led to tensions between Madagascar and European powers. Rana Valona I's leadership also saw ambitious infrastructure projects, particularly in the development of roads and irrigation systems. These projects aimed to strengthen Madagascar internally and make the kingdom more self-sufficient, reducing the nation's dependence on foreign powers. The construction of a network of roads facilitated communication and trade within the kingdom, further consolidating her authority. Additionally, irrigation projects improved agricultural productivity, contributing to food security and economic self-sufficiency. While Queen Rana Valona I's reign was marked by her determination to resist external pressures, it was also fraught with controversy and conflict. Her policies, particularly the expulsion of missionaries and the persecution of Christian converts, led to unrest and opposition within her kingdom. The measures she took against the spread of Christianity were perceived as harsh, and they resulted in the loss of foreign support. Some elements of her rule, particularly the punishment of those who converted, were criticized as oppressive, contributing to domestic unrest. Her policies led to conflict and death for many. Queen Rana Valona I is remembered as a formidable queen who fiercely protected her nation's sovereignty in the face of European colonial ambitions. Her determination and opposition to foreign influence left a lasting legacy, and she is celebrated in Madagascar as a symbol of resistance against imperialism. Despite the controversy surrounding her reign, Rana Valona I's efforts to strengthen Madagascar internally and protect its culture have been acknowledged. Her legacy endures in the history and collective memory of Madagascar, reminding the nation of its long history of resistance against external pressures and the importance of preserving its cultural identity. In modern times, the complex legacy of Rana Valona I continues to be a subject of historical inquiry and debate, and she remains a significant figure in the study of African history and the impact of European colonialism on indigenous cultures. Queen Ya Asantewa of the Ashanti Empire. Queen Ya Asantewa of the Ashanti Empire is an iconic figure in the history of Ghana and a symbol of resistance against British colonial rule during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Her remarkable leadership during a tumultuous period of colonial encroachment left an enduring legacy of courage and resilience. Ya Asantewa was born in 1840 into the Ashanti Empire, a powerful and influential state in what is now modern Ghana. The Ashanti Empire was renowned for its rich culture, strong military traditions, and advanced administrative systems. The golden stool, a sacred symbol, represented the unity and sovereignty of the Ashanti people. The late 19th century brought a growing European presence in the region, particularly the British, who sought to expand their colonial influence. In 1896, the Ashanti king, Prempeh I, was exiled by the British to the Seychelles. This act of aggression deeply outraged the Ashanti people, as it was seen as a direct challenge to their sovereignty and their cherished symbol, the golden stool. In the face of this colonial aggression, Ya Asante emerged as a pivotal leader. Her prominence was not solely due to her royal lineage, but was also a result of her charisma, intelligence, and her unwavering commitment to the Ashanti cause. Ya Asante recognized the urgent need to rally her people against the British. She is famously remembered for her powerful and inspirational speeches that galvanized the Ashanti troops and the broader resistance movement. Her words resonated with a call to action, urging the Ashanti people to stand up for their culture, traditions, and most importantly, their independence. She reminded her fellow Ashanti that they were capable of defeating the British colonial forces if they united and fought together. Ya Asantewa's leadership was not confined to the realm of rhetoric. She was not merely a figurehead, she actively participated in the conflict. This act was remarkable, as it defied traditional gender roles and expectations. Ya Asantewa personally led Ashanti troops into battle, demonstrating her unwavering commitment to the cause and her fearlessness in the face of adversity. Her courageous presence on the battlefield inspired her troops and symbolized the resilience of the Ashanti people in the face of colonial aggression. Ya Asantewa's military leadership was characterized by her determination and her commitment to preserving Ashanti culture and heritage. While the Ashanti ultimately lost the War of the Golden Stool, Ya Asantewa's legacy lived on as a symbol of resistance and the importance of preserving cultural identity. Her determination to protect Ashanti sovereignty and the Golden Stool left an indelible mark on the history of Ghana. In modern Ghana, Ya Asantewa is celebrated as a national hero, and her memory is honored through monuments, museums, and cultural festivals. Her legacy continues to inspire generations, reminding Ghanaians of the importance of standing up for their cultural heritage, traditions, and independence. Ya Asantewa's leadership serves as a powerful example of how individuals, even in the face of overwhelming odds, can make a significant impact and serve as a beacon of hope and resilience in the fight for justice and sovereignty. Her story is a testament to the enduring spirit of resistance against colonialism and the importance of cultural preservation. The hidden history of African queens reveals a tapestry of remarkable women who have influenced their societies and the world at large. From the powerful queens of ancient Egypt to the resilient leaders of the medieval and modern eras, African queens have played pivotal roles in shaping the history and culture of the continent. These queens demonstrated diverse forms of leadership, from diplomacy and military strategy to cultural preservation and social advocacy. They defied societal norms and expectations, showing that gender is not a barrier to leadership and influence. Their legacies endure in the stories, monuments, and cultures of the regions they ruled, and their impact on the political, social, and cultural landscape of Africa remains a source of inspiration. By uncovering the hidden history of African queens, we can gain a deeper appreciation of the often overlooked contributions of women to the rich tapestry of African history. These powerful queens serve as a reminder that women have always been integral to the narrative of the continent and continue to be agents of change and progress in the modern world. This brings us to the end of this video. Tell us what you think in the comment section, as we are always interested in your thoughts. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and share our videos to let more people know the truth about Blacks and to hear their own part of the narratives. Thanks for watching.